What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Jay's Corner Collector Podcast, where we do podcasts. I told you I was going to do it, Gonzo. I told you I was going to do it.
Are we doing a podcast today? I'm not sure.
I think we're doing a podcast, yeah.
We're doing
Okay, yeah. We have, this way, 026 Gonzo in the building. If you guys aren't subbed to him, make sure you check it out. His link is down below in the description. He's also another Pokemon content creator. He's been in this space for a very long time as well. And we are here to talk about new people getting into the hobby and things you should do to ease your way back into it, to have the most amount of fun, but also be able to build up a collection and have fun doing it. Gonzo, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing it.
He said, I'm doing it.
I had to go. I'm above ground, so that's a plus, right?
That's true.
Yeah, above ground and breathing. I'm in a good mood today because of that.
Hey, man, how are you? It's always good, man. I'm a little tired, but still good. Smack Daddy's in here too. What's going on, Smack Daddy? My Aussie fam, always coming through to support the podcast. Appreciate you, Gonzo. We'll just hop straight into it. As someone that never really left the hobby, what is some sort of bit of advice you can give to someone just coming back into it, like things to look for? What's a nice little tidbit you could give somebody?
The best advice that I would give someone the best advice to me anyways, to someone who's just starting out in the hobby, is find your niche that you want to collect it. Mm-hmm. Don't go out and just like, I'm going to go out and collect master sets of everything.
Yeah.
Definitely start with modern. It is going to be cheaper and easier on your wallet unless you have the money to go to vintage. But collect your favorite Pokemon, collect your favorite type. Just collect. It's going to be some shameless promo, but collect how you want to collect, right? So if you want to collect Pikachus, collect Pikachus. If you want to collect Charmanders, collect Charmanders.
Yeah.
It's collect what you want, not what you think you need.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go into this hobby to try to flip everything and make money,
mm-hmm.
you need to do as much research as you can, because you don't want to go into eBay, buy 6 or 7 cards of the same card thinking you can flip them at a local trade shop. It's not always going to work that way.
I don't think it's ever going to work that way for the most part.
It's usually not. But if you want to come into the hobby and you want to just start master setting things, go ahead and do it. If you're going to master set things, booster boxes are the way to go in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then you want to start doing the ETBs for like promos, because some people consider master sets, you got to include
the extra promos in there too. Yeah.
I personally don't. But you also have to remember that there's the 3-pack blisters, the build and battles that have promos.
Yeah, there's a lot of them when you think about it.
There's a lot of stuff that have promos in it. But if you want to master set singles, buying singles are going to be your best friend. Yeah. So go to local card shops, local card shows, make friends with your local vendors. The more you build a rapport with them, the more you buy from them.
Yeah.
And especially the more you shout them out on social media, when you tag them, when you buy from them,
the
more likely they're going to make a deal with you.
Right.
Or they'll be like, hey, you've come here enough. You're buying this many cards. You wanted that $5 card. You can take that one for free.
Yeah. They always, that's the same thing with me too, because there's a specific vendor I usually go to at Frankensons, and his name is Nick, and every time I go there, if I'm buying stuff, he'll always throw in the extras, or anytime if I do any trades, he'll give me a good percentage, because usually vendors, they'll take they won't give you 100% of the market value price, because they have to make up on their end, but he gives me a damn good fair share compared to a whole lot of other vendors, and then he'll usually round up to the next dollar whenever all the calculations are done and set in stone, and that's because like you said, building a rapport and really being a good individual to that vendor.
Yes.
It goes a long way. It really does. R&D Pokemoners, what's going on, man? Appreciate you stopping in here. Hope you enjoy listening to the podcast. And to touch on what you said earlier, to find your niche, however you want to say it. I think that is one of the biggest things you need to figure out. You need to set a goal. like you said, whether you want to collect a certain type of Pokemon, or if you are in here like, okay, I'm just gonna go straight into master setting. If you have, the financial ability to do that, do whatever you want to do with your money. We're not here to tell you what to do with it. We're just trying to give you some.
Absolutely.
We're just in here
I
trying
am
to
the
give you
worst to tell you
a
about it.
layout of what to do, like maybe the way you can go about it. What were you gonna say?
I said I'm the worst to tell you about what to do with your money. I'm so financially irresponsible. My wife has taken my cards multiple times, but also I'm an enabler.
Yeah.
Like if you text me one night and be like, "Yo, should I buy this?" I'm gonna tell you yes. I don't
Yes.
care what it is.
Buy it and open it.
Buy it. No, well, depending on what it is.
No,
don't
buy it and open it.
No, I'm not that kind of an enabler. I'm just like, yeah, if I'm gonna spend all my money, so are
So
you.
we're gonna be in the same boat together.
Hell yeah. Hey, that's my corner though. I already got my Sharpie ready for my cardboard.
I have a Sharpie here in my hand too, for some reason.
Spent all my money on cardboard, so now I need to beg for money.
When your ink runs out, you can use my ink too.
Yeah.
I think what a lot of people, forget, especially when they get back into the hobby, is that they see everything on social media. They see, even like me, because I rip a fair amount of product rip a fair amount of product on the streams, and they see all these other content creators ripping product. And for the most part with me on my other channel, I do the rip and ships, I do like the openings, the live streams. Technically I'm not really losing like financial, I'm not losing anything doing that, because people are supporting the
Right.
channel and being there for me with that to support the channel and make it grow. So that's like one thing. You see me ripping it, but it's not all like it's just for me. I'm just going ham every single time I'm going live, doing this and doing that. And once we get to a certain level, you do see some kickback as far as memberships or like the AdSense revenue. And so once you reach a certain level on YouTube, you see that. And I think that's something that people need to take into account and be able to realize like, okay, this is not just all him doing it because he can do it all the time. So the social media side and the content creation side can really impact the way you want to go into the hobby. And it happens to a lot of people. I don't know if you've ever seen that, where like people just go ham, like right away, they just jump back in head first. And you're like, whoa, maybe you should slow down a little bit.
Yeah. Two of my friends did that, like personal friends.
Yeah.
And one of them, I'm like, bro, slow it down a bit. He was like, well, you're having so much fun on your, like, this is when I first started my channel too.
Yeah.
He's like, you're having so much fun with it. I was like, yeah, but a lot of this stuff I've had since before the boom, so it's not that I'm not losing much because I got it for retail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's the other thing that a lot, like going back to the social media side to today, a lot of people need to remember this. Like people like Vault, Rev, Cool Train Orion, like these guys who have these massive amounts of vintage. Most of that came from before the boom of 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
Like Vault's even talked about it. He got a lot of his stuff in 2018 when it was only $75 instead of $400 to $500.
It's crazy.
Vault has Rev has been very open that he's bought a lot of these cases for dirt cheap because he bought them almost a decade ago for these vintage packs.
And they have the whole video up when he and Cool Train Orion, I'm messing up my words today. He and Cool Train Orion went in and actually bought out that shop. And so that's like you said, well documented, on where and when they built up their collection. So, you can't really compare yourself to that or try to go in, especially at this time. It's not.
It's very expensive.
It's beyond, especially when you're going into any vintage territory. Once you build up enough, of your own collection, and you're like, okay, I got a couple doubles. Do trades, and things you don't really care for. Like you said before, if you just want to collect Raichus or Houndooms, being our favorite Pokemons, and you get doubles eventually, you're like, okay, I got a lot of these doubles. Let me see what I can get as far as trade in value goes, to maybe put that towards, a vintage pack or a vintage sealed item. Just be smart with it. And I think that's like, go ahead.
And that's a great tactic. I do that from time to time. I know a lot of people do it. where like, oh, I know this card is very expensive. I don't care for it, so you could sell that card because it doesn't mean anything to you. Like the Erica's Invitation from 151.
Right.
I pulled it. I'm trying to sell it because I don't really care for it, but I
Yeah.
know other people do.
Right. Th-
Same thing with some Charizard cards I have.
yeah.
Not all of them. Some of them do mean some things to me, but at the
All
end
of
of the
them.
day,
You hate Charizard.
yeah, I hate fuck that guy.
Screw Grumpy.
Yeah, screw Gumpy. At the end of the day, though, if you pull a card that is in a modern set or a vintage set and it's not really one you care about or you want,
Mhm.
trade up, trade down, do whatever you want to get the cards you do want.
Yeah. And that's a good way too, because a lot of these modern cards can go for a good amount of money.
Yeah.
And if you're opening up the cheaper product and pulling like decent cards, which, you know, I'm not going to say you're going to make your money back on a booster box, because typically you don't. Typically you don't.
No.
It's very, very rare that you will ever do that. And there's only a few cards in every set that will let you do that. But if you do, and it's a card you don't care for, like, hey, cool, keep that to the side. Maybe build up a little stack of things you want to the side that you can use for something that you do really, really want. And it's something that seems unattainable, but, you know, after, you know, a good deal of time, it will be, you know, attainable. And I think who said it, Hard as Way Rome said, you know, burnout, that can happen really, really quickly too if you just jump back in it too long. Off Center Johnny said everyone wants to play catch up. And yeah, it's really hard too, because it kind of goes back to the content creation side of things too, because people always see it and it's not really something that people had to deal with maybe, you know, a couple years ago, maybe like even 4 or 5 years ago. And there's only a few PokeTubers that were out there, and Pokemon wasn't at the state that it is in today's day and age.
Absolutely. And you got to remember, like the catch up comment,
Yeah.
and if you're going to catch up, you need the funds to do it. And realistically, how many people like can have the funds to catch up with a TCG that's been around for over 25 years?
That's crazy. 25
Yeah.
years.
So that if you're going to try and catch up and get 25 years worth of collecting in, you're going to need a ridiculous amount of funds and time.
Yeah.
So I can only think of a handful of people that can do that, and my pockets are not as deep as theirs.
Little innuendos or
No. Actually, believe it or not, no, just a happy little accident.
yeah.
But he is a perfect example of it.
Yeah.
Because even he admitted he just recently got into it. But
Yeah.
he admits it on his live streams all the time.
Yeah.
He's fortunate enough to be able to afford to do this.
Yes.
But he gives so much back to the community that, like, he's probably losing money doing this hobby.
Yeah, no, and that's because this is, you know, his hobby, and it's, you know, what he's having fun doing. Exactly.
Yeah. This is not his income.
Exactly. And I think it's a very rare, I mean, if you guys don't know who we're talking about already, obviously, DPM. And it's a very rare thing to see because you don't see someone that's already well established within, you know, his own, you know, space come into this other space that's, you know, a lot different. There's more, I don't want to say there's more fun involved in, but it's not as serious. It shouldn't be as serious, and be able to be as generous as he is.
Right. It's like you said, it's something that shouldn't be as serious, but it's a lot more passion at the same time, because
that's a good way to put it. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, just trying to collect within your niche, and then, you know, if you want to collect master sets, what are some tools that people can look for if they're just coming back in here?
Like you mean like lists,
like
tools
websites, things to break down, you know, set lists, or where they can find. What do you use when you're usually trying to find like the market value on cards?
I usually use TCG Player, or because that's the one everyone goes to. But there's TCG Player, Stadium, eBay, Amazon has singles from time to time, but I don't usually use eBay. They're not.
You mean Amazon or eBay?
Amazon. Sorry. Yeah, you're correct. What else do I use? Dave and Adams Collectors, Told, Safari Zone, places that have a reputation already for being good to the players and community members.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm not just going to use one website at all. I use all those websites so I can gauge what, like, because one website might have the card for $10, but another one might have it for 8. Another one might have it for 8. Maybe one has it for 9, and then I kind of just average it out. I'm like, okay, where can I get the best deal, or what do I think if I can find this in person?
Yeah.
How much do I think I can get the person down to, or what
Yeah.
I should be paying for? As far as like if I'm using doing a master set, I use the ETB checkoff sheet that they
Yeah.
give you. That is probably the most accurate one for an actual master set for that particular set.
Yeah.
Because they even show you all the secret rares and everything too. But if you're looking for pricing, the listed websites is what I would use.
Yeah, you can look at the list there. You there's like a lot of different places. 130 point Smack Daddy. I've been on that website before too, and I always forget about it. Smack. That's a good place to look for last sold. 130 point. And
Never heard of it.
Never heard it. It's actually really good
Never heard
and stays very current. I think it searches all the last solds on eBay for you, so you don't really have to like do extra work. And it's a really good website. I heard about it one time. Pokelector app said R&D Pokemoners. Pokelector app is a nice little app you could just get download right on your phone, and it gives you the list breakdown of literally every single set that's ever been made in Pokemon, whether it's English or Japanese. It's very easy and user friendly to use. A lot easier than I would say. The only thing I don't like about I'm gonna jump to TCG Player is that sometimes the app can be really glitchy and it just doesn't seem to work well sometimes, maybe because it holds so many files from different TCGs that it could be tough to render in or process, I guess. But Pokelector is just based on Pokemon and it's really good.
Yeah, I'm on that 130 point right now, and this looks really, really useful because it tells you the last date sold, how much it sold for,
Yeah.
and how it sold on eBay. So best offer, fixed price, auction. That's
And
this is stupid cool.
It's a really good website, and
Yeah.
Smack has said it before on stream, and I used it a couple times before, but I would always forget the name of that stupid website, and I was hoping Smack Daddy would be in here because I knew he was going to talk about it. Yo, Dub in here, a couple dapper fellas on the screen. Dub, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. But yeah, 130 point is an awesome tool to use, and it's so much more current and up to date. I think it updates like really, really frequently. So I think because the TCG market value doesn't usually update as quick, seeing the real time last solds is an easy way to, counter if you're dealing with a vendor or if a vendor is giving you an offer, because that's a haggle right there too. And they're trying to make the most amount of money, especially if you don't have a rapport with them. They're just going to try to make the most amount of money that they can off of whatever you're trying to sell them or they're trying to sell you.
Yeah, especially you brought it up. Like, if it's a great way to tool the haggle. If you're looking for specific cards, definitely do the research on the average median price for everything. Just don't go out in town or to your local conventions and see a Charizard and like, oh, that's an awesome Charizard, and buy it right away. Take it a step back, look up the prices. Because it happened to my buddy, unfortunately. He got really excited, saw a card he thought was going to be worth a lot of money because it said $50 on the tag.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm like, this card is super damaged. I don't think it should be $50. And we looked it up. Even as a Gem Mint 10 PSA graded card, it was only selling for $25.
Was it sounds like it was the Charizard promo from Champions Path. Was it?
No. Because those ones are going for, well, last time I checked, they were going for a decent money. It was a Charizard. I think it was Charizard from Darkness Ablaze, the regular V.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so I think
he got really good because he's like, oh, it's Charizard, and it's his favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
So if you see like a light Arcanine, light anything, dark anything, if you see a card, modern, vintage, whatever, if the price is either too good to be true, take a look at it. Always look at the cards before you accept the offer.
Mm-hmm.
And take a step back if you really want to, and see how much they're worth.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Because I don't want the same situation to happen to all of you that happened to my friend. Like, damn, this card's only worth 25, because then you're not going to get your money back. Most people aren't going to be like, you can't go up to people like, well, on here it says this price, and then
Right.
they're like, well, tough shit. Like,
Yeah. Do
yeah,
you do your research first, and don't feel obligated to ever accept an offer or anything like that. This is yours. That's your like money. That's your card. Make sure you do your research,
absolutely.
and it's what going back into like damage. That's like another aspect to people getting back into collecting. Whether it's near mints, whether it's lightly played, moderately played, or heavily played, damage. There's so many different tiers, and there's no criteria set in stone to distinguish like what makes this near mint to lightly played. It is up to your own judgment, and being able to be around the hobby long enough to look at a card and be like, okay, there's like a little whitening in the corner right there, and maybe a little nick right there. It's close to near mints. If you see more edge wear, whitening is like lightly played, and the farther, the worse and worse it looks, obviously it drops down into the next tier. So that's something that finding somebody else in the hobby to help you along the way would be super super helpful.
Yeah, it's for the whitening side, like I don't know about you, but I'm a very big it's really rare when I buy something off eBay or Troll and Toad or any of the websites online. Because I'm one of those people, like, I like, since I grade a lot of the cards that I find singles of, because they're either my favorite Pokemon or a card I've been searching for, or I'm trying to replace a damaged card that I have in my collection. I like looking at the card front and back to see if there's any whitening, see if there's any niches, scratches, damaged surfaces.
Yeah.
Because the person online can tell you, oh yeah, it's mint, it's good,
Yeah.
fresh from the pack. Oh,
Pack
if you
fresh.
see that on, yeah, pack fresh is not a condition, because we've seen some pack fresh cards be fucked up.
Yeah.
And a perfect example is Team Pocket, who's in chat right now, pulled a Mew, and it's so off centered.
Yeah.
It's really bad. And then be very cautious of error cards, especially if they're cut. Shiny Vert made an excellent video recently about cutting cards manually himself and sending them to CGC to be graded as error cards. I would be cautious of any kind of miscut cards. But if you think they're legitimate errors, pick them up if you're an error collector.
Yeah.
But just look how Pokemon cards are cut already. They're rounded on the sides. They're not going to be cut diagonally or straight up and down this way.
Yeah.
Or have perfect 90-degree angle cuts. They're going to have the little rounded edges 95% of the time, even if they're a miscut.
Yeah. There's so many variations to what makes a card, less money versus, a perfect Gem Mint 10 card. Going into Gem Mint 10, Smack Daddy's asking, you Gonzo, who do you like to grade with?
I am a PSA grader, mostly because I have the membership. But if Beckett was a little easier to grade with on their online process forms, I would prefer to grade with Beckett.
Would you ever want to do a submission with me to send to Future Focus Gaming on Beckett's side?
Maybe. Yeah.
We'll have to talk about it after.
There's a lot of cards, because that's another thing you need to think about if you're going to start collecting is if you want to start grading.
Yes. Which I think grading, unlocks, more.
I'm a grading whore. I love to grade.
I'm not big into grading. I'll be honest. Like I like the cards a little bit more raw, versus
clip it.
Versus graded. And I don't know. It's just like a personal preference. Although I will grade things here and there, but typically, anyways, like we end up either giving them away on the stream or doing something with that. There's very few cards I keep that are graded, but obviously that just goes back your personal preference. Some people fall in love with grading and love the way the card looks in the slab by itself. The people just want it just like that, put it in their binder, and have a nice alt art binder to look at or full art binder to look at. So it's up to your preference, and you won't know what you enjoy the most until you kind of dabble in all these different areas within Pokemon.
Yeah.
And there's so much. There's really a lot, and it's from we did the master sets, we did, the getting just the Pokemon you like, to PSA cards. Maybe, you're just trying to collect, what other
And then there's
aspects?
the full arts,
The full arts.
the full art trainers, the alt arts,
The
full
the
arts.
waifus are a big thing right now too. I personally, if I pull a high value waifu, I'm okay. That's trade bait for me. That's my mindset off the top, because I'm not really a full art, trainer collector. Sorry, Clampy. But like you said, it just you figure out what you like, and the quicker you're able to figure out what you like, the more on point you'll be able to be with the way you want to go about your collection.
And Team Pocket in the chat says, I find that I flip through my binder way more than my graded cards, but totally personal preference. And that's all it is. It's a personal preference, because I know Team Pocket grades cards from time to time. He has graded cards like most of us.
Yeah.
But there is binders for slabs now. Yeah. And that's
seen that.
I guess
Might
that's
have
a
seen
really
that.
good thing. Yeah, you might have. Ian. Shoot, that's what's going on today.
What's going on, Ian?
Ian, he's one of my favorites. I'll admit it.
He's cool. He's all right.
He's all right. But let's talk about that for a little bit. Binders, and sleeves. Are you? Because there's a lot of people. I don't understand the debate on why sleeve to unsleeved is so. Like, I've seen it a handful of times. I sleeve the cards. My rares enough.
Yeah.
Do you sleeve all your cards or certain ones?
Just my V's, the V's and up.
V's and up.
Yeah, or I mean, like, if there's a Radiance or a Trainer Gallery, I will too. But typically V's and up. So hollows, I don't really sleeve unless it's obviously an older set. Sometimes if it's a cool Sun and Moon hollow, I'll sleeve that up. But modern hollows, no. You do?
Yeah, I sleeve modern hollows. Not all of them, just my favorites.
Okay.
So like Raichus, Beedrills, like anything that's in my top 10, I sleeve up.
Okay. I didn't know Beedrill was on your top 10.
Yeah, Beedrill's top 10. One of my top 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little winky dink. I like Beedrill.
Yeah. Beedrill slept on. That's why, like, his
the alt art in Astral Radiance, so good.
So good.
Yeah.
I had to buy it on eBay though, because I couldn't find it.
And it's an affordable alt art.
It is. Yeah. And then as far as binders go, I'll grab it. Don't shit on these binders. The ones that you get for free from the Pokemon Center or from anywhere, they're good binders. They're fine. They do the job. They're not the same like Ultra Pro material, but they're going to keep your cards in there. They're side loaded. They're cloth on the inside. You're good. If you need to get the Ultra Guard, the $20 ones you get at Target, you're good. I would just stay away from the 3-ring binders myself.
Yeah, the 3-ring binders, or like if you have to load the binder up from the top, it's preferable to be a side load, because it's a lot easier to get the card in and out. And it's less likely that your binder will be damaged. Yeah.
And then we know Voltex is probably the top tier within the community, but they're expensive. For a lot of people and for a lot of main collectors. But almost there's Shiny Vault. I think Rev might have one. I know DPM has one, and there's countless of people. Kentucky Fried Charizard is one. You can go on Instagram, make multiple accounts if you really want to, and get these 10% off codes for Voltex.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oops, I need to take my vintage out of my 3-ring binder. Then yes, Ashley, take it out.
Yeah.
Check it out there. Get 10% off with DPM Vault, said Ian. Ian out here dropping the links already. I see you, Ian. Or Vault
DPM.
I remember. It's so much within the hobby, and you can choose to go whatever way you want to go. Okay, like for instance, let's see. For me, when I got back in very, casually, it was when Flash Fire came out. That was, I've said that many times before. And with that, I would just get the cards and, put them in like a little box still. I didn't have any sleeves at the time. Still didn't have any sleeves. Yeah. I didn't discover sleeves until maybe a couple sets, like 2 or 3 sets later. Because knowing me, when I was little, I didn't have sleeves, so I was like, okay, I just put them in the box, you know. And I think it wasn't until like I saw,
As long as you didn't put them in your pocket, you're good.
yeah, it was in my pocket though. They were in a nice little box,
Yeah.
unsleeved. And then you know I found out about sleeves. For the longest time I had the perfect fit sleeves, which
Oh, okay. Yeah.
now I hate. I don't like those because it's so difficult to get them in and out. And then later on, I finally got those, you know, the regular penny sleeves that are a little bit extra room. So even with the penny sleeves, there's so much different variety in those. And it took me a
You're
while to
talking
figure that
about
out.
the Ultra Pro ones.
Yes, yes, the little
Yeah.
just penny sleeve, penny sleeve.
Penny sleeve.
That's what a penny sleeve is. And then I found out about top loaders later on too, right around with the penny sleeves. And because I saw people with them, and I'm like, where do you get these? Where do you get these things? And it's just a learning curve, a learning process. So being new into the hobby, you just may not know. Or if you never got into cards, you just may not know. And it's fine. Just do a little bit of research and you're able to find pretty much anything you need.
Right. And the hold on, I'm having a stroke.
Uh-oh.
It happens.
Oh, God.
Like, and that's the other thing. If you're gonna go out there and collect things, and you go to conventions and open packs, it's good to have a pack of penny sleeves with you,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't like. Odds are you gonna get something crazy big? Probably not. Just that's how gambling works, and this is gambling essentially. But if there is, you do pull something, you're gonna want a penny sleeve to protect it.
Right.
Top loader. So in my backpack that I have with me that I bring to card shops, to trade nights, to anywhere, I have top loaders and penny sleeves with me,
Yeah.
just in case something does pop off that I want.
Yeah. I mean that it's a good practice to do so. When we went to card party, I made sure I had penny sleeves and top loaders because who
Yeah.
knows?
Who knows?
Who knows what we pull? You know, on top of that, like kind of going back into the actual cards, the card side of things, you know, modern versus vintage stuff when you're trying to get back into it. I know we kind of said, you know, the modern is it could be a little bit cheaper, but you know, buying singles, depending on, you know, what your goal is, maybe you just want this card and it doesn't really matter. Like you're just aiming for like a moderately played card. You can get that for a very good value as a modern, as a vintage card. So, you know, you can't rule that out of whatever your collection is or what you want your collection to be. So, I mean, going back to like the older sets, you can find good prices on a lot of the older sets as singles. I think one of the only sets that is like ridiculous. I mean, first edition is always going to be pretty expensive, even if it is.
I don't know. I found a $40 first edition Venusaur at Card Party.
Nice.
Yeah, but it was not severely damaged. But if I graded it, it's probably going to come back like a 4 or a 5.
4 or 5, yeah. I mean, like I said,
I wanted it, so I got it.
Yeah,
and I was okay with it.
And you know, for a lot of people kind of jumping back in, that could be a nostalgia factor. You know, I don't really care how perfect this card is right now. Maybe down the line I could get it in a better condition, but for now I kind of just want to recollect base set.
Yes,
I want to recollect
exactly
fossil.
why I got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you can kind of jump back into maybe the eras you missed. For me, it's the EX era. Like with the reverses, I love the reverses from the EX era. And it's unfortunate that I wasn't able to be a part of it. And it would be cool to see that kind of come back into the hobby at some point. So, you know, use Pokelector. You can go through literally every single set. You can narrow down like, okay, I like this card. Let me see where I can get this card. I like this card. I like this card. I like this card. Make a list, you know? You know, it's funny to say is Pokemon cards. Why am I putting so much effort into it? But you know, if you enjoy something and it's your hobby and you want to make the most of it, you probably want to put in a little bit of extra effort.
Yeah, we don't talk shit for people who go to the gym regularly and try to maintain a certain physique.
Yeah.
And spend all the money they do on that.
Yeah.
Like, well, one is probably keeping them healthier, but it's the same. It's essentially the same thing, and it's the same thing with sports cards collectors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
or sports memorabilia.
There's a lot of research that's, you know, is involved or should be involved when getting back into something that might be a little bit foreign to you.
Yes.
Let me read off some of the things in here. Ashley O said, I went to card party. with nothing that day. I didn't know what I was getting into. I know better, LOL. See, live and you learn, right?
Yeah.
Ricky.
Ian trying to steal my catchphrase. I want to collect. I want to collect. I don't mind that though. It's probably the most accurate statement that I will ever say in my life. Collect how you want to collect, guys.
Ian also saying the collector app is good too. I know I saw Ricky say that earlier. The collector app, one of the newer apps that's come out, and I know I've heard like a lot of really good things about it too. So make sure there's so many tools at your disposal to improve your collection or help you along your way in your collection.
And something that most collectors don't think about is if you're going to join the hobby, find people not with like minds, because you don't want to be competing with each other on certain cards. It's going to happen. I accidentally binned against my friend on eBay and got the card that he was bidding on, and I didn't know until he texted me like, this motherfucker just outbid me. I'm like, oh, that sucks. Well, I just won this card. He goes, you're that motherfucker. I'm like, oh, okay.
Sorry.
But yeah. But that's going to happen at the end of the day within the hobby sometimes. I'm surprised that it did happen.
Yeah.
But stay with people who are going to keep it positive, like, or in that are willing to go to shows with you, do pack battles every once in a while. Just keep things fun and entertaining, because if you're having fun with people who are also having fun, you're going to stay longer in the hobby.
Yeah, and I think that's where people begin to branch off from getting into collecting again, and then like looking for other people that enjoy this. And I think the social media and content creation has really bridged that gap of being able to bring people together from far away. Yeah. Send you a pic of a Japanese Raichu at the shop, Gonzo. R&D always looking out, looking out for the Raichus.
Yeah, but I do the same thing with like Diz. I'm looking out for Houndooms for you.
Yeah.
But you like the Houndooms that I know you would be interested in.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, it's like, does he really want this?
Yeah.
I am on the lookout. Like, what your friends like. So I'm sending friends, like not Gyarados, is Greninjas to Diz, Piplups to Diz because of Miss M. Jolteons, if I find any and that's the other hard thing. Like, Ian loves Jolteon; it's one of his favorite Pokemon.
Yeah,
but it's mine too. So how often am I going to send him pictures of Jolteon? Not that often. Because
probably never.
And Dims, yeah. But he has other favorites.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's all right. It's just Ian. Just leave it. It's fine.
Not many schoolboys to find. We might need to reword that one, Ian.
Put that into context, please.
He did not mean that, FBI man.
As I welcome in everybody in here, thank you guys so much for coming by on the podcast, hanging out in here, talking to 026 Gonzo. If you're not following him yet, make sure you go ahead and show him some love on his channel. It's linked down low below. Almost at 1K, man. Congrats. So I'm almost at 100.
Yes. Damn. Well, I don't know what cards you're looking for, Ricky. Plus, you're on Instagram all the time, just shouting out all your good stuff, making me jealous.
Right?
You got everything.
He does. He got a nice collection going on over there, Ricky. You do.
Yeah.
Just got home from work. Yeah. Dizzy, good to see you. Team Pox said, I follow Gonzo. Road to 1K. Let's go, man.
Let's go.
Close to 100. Yeah. We're on our way. Yeah. This is a relatively new channel that I've introduced. So I'm hoping, separating the podcast from our opening channel is the right move, and will, allow this channel to grow a little bit faster. So it'll be fun to see. And, we'll get more people on. So if this is your first time tuning in, if you're in here live, if you're in here rewatching this, I hope so far what we've been talking about has been helpful, and it helps you along your collecting goal or your collecting road. And, check out the other channels that we have as well. There's a lot of other people in here that have channels in our live chat. So if you're ever looking to do, not to do a live stream, but you want to be part of a live chat and you want to be part of a conversation, jump in here, jump into 026 Gonzo's podcast. Great places to be, good people in here too. Yes, there is Dizzy dropping it in there.
Ooh, thank you, Dizzy. Real quick, Smack Daddy 026 stands for Raichu. It's my favorite Pokemon. That's his dex number. He has that in the chat.
Oh, okay, yeah. What does 026 stand for, Gonzo? Yeah, it's the Raichu's number in the Pokedex.
Yeah, because I love that little guy. Doesn't get enough love.
He doesn't. Pikachu takes all the clout.
Yeah, and that's fine. There's just more Raichu cards for me to go around. And when, like you said, I give a lot of it away because I gotta spread the gospel of Raichu. So I don't like people like because I I know a lot of people are like that. Like every time they see a certain Raichu, they pick it up. I'm not like that. If I have one, I have one. I'm good with it. So if I get multiples, it's a giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've given away a lot of Houndooms too. I think I made a conscious effort. I think once I heard you say that, on some of the giveaways for slabs, I made a conscious effort to pick up the Pokemon that I like, which is, Houndoom and Rayquaza, to give away to the community too. Yeah,
Yeah.
to spread the gospel of doom.
Spread, just get in there. You like this? Yeah.
You're gonna like this card now.
You're gonna like this card now. Yeah.
So kind of going back into bridging the gap and bringing people together that are collecting, and content has allowed people to do that and allowed to share like their like-mindedness in collecting. And before, I feel like that was something that kind of turned people off. It's like, oh, I'm really the only one that still likes this. Maybe I shouldn't like this, because that's how I felt. I know it's a little bit different for you because you're like, I don't care. I'm in this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think for like a lot of people, that could have been something that happened to them, and that happened to me, and when I was younger, more impressionable, and I was like, okay, this is not cool to do anymore. I'm gonna stop doing it. And I think it took me a little while to get to that point where like, I don't care. I'm doing this because I want to do this,
Yeah. I remember I was 16, maybe 17 years old, and one of my family members one day, they're like, why are you like, I was actively playing a Pokemon game. I think it was Diamond and Pearl. And they're like, why are you still playing Pokemon? You're 17 years old. You should grow up. I'm like, that's fine. Like, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just minding my own business. And like, you still collect the cards? I'm like, yeah. Like, why? There's much better stuff to spend your cards on. I'm like what? Drugs? So I can end up in rehab like your kid? And oh no, that's the bad part. Fuck out of here.
Calling it out.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't care. You're not hurting anybody in this. Well, there are ways to hurt people in this hobby, but you'll get found out, and Opossum will make a video about you. But at the end of the day, we're not hurting anybody. Grown men, grown adults, grown women, grown they, thems. I don't care who you are, what you do. If you're not hurting anybody, collect. Yeah. If you're not scamming kids out of their lemonade stand money, collect, sell, buy. I don't care.
I mean, that's honestly the best advice you can have, because it's for you. You came back in here because you enjoy it. Do what makes you happy. Yeah. As long as you're not, like you said, as long as you're not a freaking dick or scamming people, just have fun with it. And who knows, that could branch off into you wanting to start your own content journey, whether it be on IG, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you do, whatever tickles your fancy, to do it on it. And it's been a fun way for me to be able to connect with a lot more people in the community, whether they be other content creators, whether they be subscribers or moderators. It's grown into something amazing, and I'm looking forward to it to continue to grow.
It's also, let's not forget, at least, it's also a card game.
Yes.
So if that's also part of the hobby. Ian, myself, Stephen collects. Yeah.
Stephen collects.
Stephen collects.
Stephen Cavan.
Cavan, yeah. Con's the mod that we all know and love.
Yeah.
Who else is in here that also does collect and play the game? I know Ashley plays the game from time to time.
Yeah.
There's many avenues. So you don't even have to collect the card game. You can just buy the card game to play the card game. Yeah.
Tennessee Fox Bodies. Washington changed his name officially. Welcome in, man. Oh shucks, Jay. Thanks, buddy. Oh. I think Tennessee Fox Bodies, you play the game too, right? I could be wrong. I think he might. And for me, the cards were something I stepped away from, but I did, keep playing like the video games. I would play them periodically, and then not usually the newer games, but I would always go back to like, oh, let me feel my nostalgia again by playing like the red, blue, gold, silver, all that stuff.
Yeah, I still have all those too, even with my original Game Boy Advance that
Hmm.
I have the original TCG cartridge for the game. The battery died in the cartridge, so I can't play it anymore, but it's
Yeah.
still mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there. I still have my gold somewhere. I might maybe two versions of it. I'm not sure. But like I said, it's a good community to be a part. I think I've seen other like all right for my channel, my other channel. I started off like with sneaker collecting, basketball content, sneaker reviews and stuff like that, and that community is not the greatest. It's not the greatest. So switching over here was a breath of fresh air. A lot more people are welcoming, and it's good to be a part of. What do we see in chat?
Tennessee Fox Bodies. My family plays a 4-person tournament every month, and Dad
Never
never holds
holds
back.
Tennessee.
No, you gotta teach them kids it's okay to lose. Fuck them kids.
Same here, Pokemon Mash.
I'm the same way. I don't hold back when I'm playing my 7-year-old son games. Like he was 5 at the time, and he mollywopped my ass on Mario Party.
Yeah.
And I don't hold back. I play. So he beat me.
It builds character.
Stupidly.
It builds character.
Like, but we played 2 games. The first game I won, and he was kind of crying. He was like, "Oh no, they like," because he's upset. But then on the second round, I'm like, "All right, we'll play again. But remember, it's fun. It's a game. It's okay to lose."
Yeah.
And he sees me getting frustrated that I am losing, and after the game he comes up to me and goes, "Dad, it's okay. It's okay to lose." And he's like, "But it feels so," and straight up like, "But it feels good to win." And he just struts off like, "You little mother." I'm like, "Yep, that's mine."
I love your son.
Yeah.
That sounds like that's a great kid.
Yeah, but I don't have to yell at him because I've seen one kid, because my son is getting into collecting now.
Oh, nice.
So we like all my 151 stuff I've opened, none of it's been on camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like, "Hey, I want to open." It's like, "All right," and I don't put my son on camera that often.
Yeah.
Jesus, his luck is good.
Really?
It's stupid good. He's gotten the Altar, the Blastoise secret rare,
Love
the
that card.
Wartortle, 2 of the Charmanders, the full art Giovanni. Man, so many cards from this set that I want that he's pulling. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll make him his own little binder. But I'm not. It's mine. Get out.
He's gonna kick him to the side. This is my binder now. Yeah,
mine now.
My son has a couple binders that he's started up. And he's so good at opening up the packs too. I'm like, wow, this is probably a problem. You shouldn't be this good at opening these packs right now. You're only 6, but he'll burn through them and be like, no hit, Dad. You want the bulk? I'm like, yeah, I want the bulk. Give me the bulk.
I want the bulk. Yeah. No, before my son, before he started realizing like there's like the V's are what you want on average now, not just the regular hollows. When we first started opening cards together, when he got the regular hollows, he'd be like, "Yeah, I got the best card ever," and it was like it could have been like a fucking Vileplume, but he thought it was cool because it was shiny. And it made me like, I remember back in the day when like hollows were the shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's really fun collecting with kids, especially if
they just get so excited. It's so genuine, and because as creators, sometimes we can. Well, at least for me, I know I can't speak for everybody. Sometimes you can get kind of numb to like just a regular pull and be like,
you're not wrong.
Yeah,
but we see it all the time.
Yeah,
like especially on YouTube with the people who do live streams to break for themselves or. Just do regular pack opening videos like, and a V, a Sandaconda V, a Charizard V. Like, it's like,
freaking Serena V.
Yeah, no,
Stupid
not a V.
Freaking apple.
Yeah. Apples are delicious. Not the Vileplume of 151. That card is everywhere. No troll.
Oh, hype Tennessee Fox Bodies East Side. Wait, Washington, did you end up moving? Yes, it's like Washington just got offered the planet manager position in Tennessee. Nice, man. I know you were talking about that before, Washington. So Tennessee and my family and I are moving. Still need to sign paperwork and to make it official, though. Tennessee Fox Bodies. So awesome to hear, man. I know. I hope that goes very, very smooth. A great transition for you and the fam. Probably a lot different than Washington and Tennessee as far as the weather goes. But hey, man.
Yeah.
Big congratulations to you. Big congratulations to you. Get you saying what's up to everybody in here. Get you what's going on.
Get
Pokemon
you.
Ash in here saying what's up. Oots, what's going on? Always resisting the apple luck. Oots, you know. And if you guys don't know, the troll on my other channel is the Applin, Flapple, or Appleton Pokemon. We toss him, so people like to troll me for that.
Speaking of apples, where are my apples I gave you? I don't see them. Did you already toss them?
No, they're right here.
They're on the ground, you motherfucker.
I was cleaning, okay? This decorating didn't just happen overnight.
Sure, he doesn't love me, everybody.
I still have him right here. The flap hole. Said Ricky. Who doesn't love apple pie? It's a Pokemon Mesh.
I just bought apple pie from Costco the other day. Delicious.
Okay. I don't like pie, period, really. Only
what? Say it. I know what you want to say. It's right. Anyway, you're not monetized yet on the channel.
We're not. But we're being friendly here. OMG, why I said Pokemon Mesh. Damn, I wanted to talk about something and I forgot what we were gonna say. Damn. Okay. Anyways, starting up collecting again. All the do's and don'ts. Look for what you wanna go for, or think about what you want to go for, and really set your mind to it. Use these other websites or apps that we talked about in order to help you be on your way. I think the biggest thing is setting the goal. I think that should be like your major first step, and after that, you could branch out into doing whatever the hell you want to do, because it's your damn money. We're just in here trying to tell you a few things that can help you along the way.
Yeah, and it's not to say like when we're saying you have to find your niche and collect one thing. You don't have to collect one thing at a time. Collect whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, collect whatever the hell you want.
Gonzo with the No Shave October game going strong. I got depressed. I said this on my channel. The only reason why it's this long is because I got depressed for like 2 weeks, so I didn't shave. And then I'm just lazy and don't want to shave it.
Where's the mullet? Where's the mullet though?
It's coming in. I'm right now. It's at the.
I want to see the back of.
The back.
I want to see the back. I don't know. It's a little bit longer back there.
It's a little longer, but because of my previous job, it's pretty like the way you have to keep it is the opposite of a mullet. A little longer on top, the fade.
Yeah.
So it's
usually how I have my hair, anyways.
Yeah, I just don't do the little hairs like you do in the bottom. Or
is
that just the way your hair grows? I don't know, man. I don't do all this stuff. I don't do the fad stuff with my hair.
No.
I don't do the hard parts, the hard lines. I think they're stupid.
We have Jose Manuel in here said, this was just perfect timing. I'm just getting back into buying. My last pack was in 2017 with Evolutions, I think. So, hey, well, welcome back into the hobby, Jose, and welcome into the channel as well. We were kind of going over just tips to really look into in order to help you along your collection journey, man. So appreciate you coming back in here. It's my hair. I'll collect how I want to collect.
Yeah,
there we go.
Jose, if you have any questions, even if we have to repeat some answers, I don't mind, and I'm pretty sure Joey doesn't mind either.
How about this? How about we start a Q&A? Ask us anything about Pokemon. Let me be a little specific.
Because with me in the chat or on screen, a lot of the chat will be like, "Ha, we're getting dirty."
So I just added a Q&A to the chat, guys. If you guys have any questions, just let us know, and we'll be able to answer to the best of our abilities. What are you trying to collect right now, Gonzo?
I'm trying to find the Zappy Bird from 151. I'm a big Zapdos fan. I'm looking for that SIR. I still need the English version of the Paldea Evolved Secret Rare Raichu.
Okay. Just pull that again the other day.
Of course you did. But I'm just a collector of whatever. If I like it, I want it.
Yeah.
That's how I am. I mostly look for Raichus, Donphans, Fampies.
Donphans, okay. That's something you don't hear every day.
Because one of my real life favorite animals are elephants.
Okay.
So and yeah, so that's why I picked up Iron Treads and Great Tusks. Last time I was at Slim Rips,
Hmm.
Shane, for you guys who don't know, I picked those up because I need them. Plus, I like them. Um, yeah, so like I'm on the hunt for my usually my top 10 favorite Pokemon if
Mm,
they're for cards I don't have or that I want. I'm on the hunt for cards that I could use for giveaways. So
yeah.
I know, like I'm not the biggest Charizard fan, but I know people like them
Right.
and they want them. So I try to pick some of those up for giveaways and stuff like that.
Okay. We have a question in here from Ricky saying, "Y'all think 151 is going to be short printed? Have
No,
you? No.
not at all.
So I think specific products are going to be short printed, and that's only because I was speaking to a couple of the vendors that have the same thoughts, and I'm specifically talking about the ETBs. Although I kind of don't, really talk about it stuff like that too often because I don't want to be like the one that's like, oh, it's going to be short printed. Go buy them up right now. I don't want to be that guy because,
No, I agree with that statement though. The set itself won't be a short print. It's certain products.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to make very many of the posters or the binders, but I think the booster bundles, the ETBs, I think those will be very printed or very heavily printed.
Gonzo, I actually have to step away for just 1 second. Can you hold down the chat for me?
I can try.
You can try. Like, I'm sorry
Jake
to put
got
you
the
on the
inside
spot.
scoop.
Ashley in here said, "How do you feel about reprints?" So maybe we could talk about that.
It depends on the set.
Be right back,
But
guys.
I'll wait for you for that one. Oh, excuse me.
Gonzo,
Baby
don't
time.
end my channel before it even gets off the ground. Love you.
No, I hold no promises. In the chat we have. Oh, I pulled that. I. Ooh, Ricky, you got me. Cool. I'll DM you after this, and hopefully we can meet up at probably Game Empire and work out a trade. Probably Sunday. I need to look at my actual calendar because I'm old and have to write things down. Jay got the inside scoop, says Ian with Ian. Yeah, because he did say it's with a vendor that he works with. 151 going to be printed to demand like celebrations, maybe more ETBs, but tons of booster boxes, poster boxes. I don't think it's going to be the poster boxes or the binders, just because of the items that come with it. It costs a little more money to make. But I think the ETBs are going to be what's very heavily printed, just like all the other most modern sets. But only time will tell. Baby time. Team Pocket says, Gonzo, what is your channel goals by the end of the year to get to 1K? One at 900, I'll be doing a giveaway for a Sword and Shield UPC base set on my channel, and at 1,000, I'll do a Charizard one. But at 1,000, I'll do much more than one giveaway. I'll do multiple giveaways at 1,000. But that's my goal by the end of the year is get to 1,000.
All right, Gonzo, what are your channel goals? Is that what you guys are talking about right now? Your goals?
Yeah, that was one of the questions. Let's talk about inappropriate self promos. Man, me and Ian are shameless about selfless promos. We don't give a damn.
We don't give a damn.
We don't give a damn. We were talking about it on my podcast the other day with Professor Metri. If there's a server with a self promo, me and Ian are in it.
Dude, I'm so terrible with the self promo. Shout out to my mods that actually repost my stuff and promo me without me promoing myself. Sounds kind of odd. But Ashley was in here talking also about how we feel about reprints. Let me get your perspective first.
It depends on the set, because I know certain sets are going to be highly loved, like Evolving Skies and Hidden Fates. But if they reprint it so much, the value of certain cards are going to go down.
Yeah.
So I'm for it, but against it at the same time, just on how much are they going to actually reprint is the question. But they don't give us numbers. None of us work for the Pokemon community or company. So it's a gray area for me. I hate it, but like it at the same time because it gives me opportunity to get the cards I need if I'm missing any. But the cards that I have, like the Moonbreon, it's so populated that sooner or later these numbers are going to crash.
Yeah.
And they're going to crash hard.
And I think we started to see a little bit. I've seen the decline in some of the pricing of those particular alt arts as of late too.
Yeah.
So yeah, the population is just ridiculous, and there's only a certain amount of time that inflated price will hold. I expect them to go down. How much they go down? A different story. I'm not sure. I'm not a person that does the investment videos or
I'm not either.
speculates on that either. So I'm not going to really get into that. But as far as the reprints go, I think they are enjoyable up to a certain point. I think there's like a time span in which, okay, oh, we just got a reprint, awesome, but after maybe like, was it usually I think there's like a 1 year span where you can expect reprints from that certain set, and after
Yeah,
that,
and that makes sense.
yeah, and after that, it's like, okay, there's a reprint again. Like, oh, okay, at this point, it might be just oversaturating it, which some people may love it, some people may hate it. It just depends on your perspective in the hobby, which is perfectly fine. You're allowed to have different perspectives. I would prefer that at least there's a little bit of value to like the cards that you have built up in your collection. But that's just me.
Yeah. Ashley says something very interesting in the chat. I hope that they do a region specific set for every generation.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
I would love that myself, but I don't think the money's in it for Pokemon.
Yeah.
That it is for the original 151. We've already seen a bunch of people come into the hobby just because of 151 coming out, being released. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fan favorites for Gen 2, Gen 3, even for Gen 5, which a lot of people do not like. For the most part, which I don't understand. I like Gen 5. It's probably my second favorite. But I just don't think the same amount of money or effort and love would be put into those as the 151. Yeah.
In the chat, Smack Daddy said, "Do you ever think any other card will overtake the Moonbreon value for modern sets?"
I think so, but I just don't know which card it's going to be just yet. It's hard to tell because like the Moonbreon. What's the population on the graded side? On that,
it's
over 1,000, I think.
It was in the couple of thousands. I want to say it's at least 5,000, but I could be wrong. And I'm pretty sure the raw value of it is about what 550, still roughly around that price point. Yeah. I there's always a chance that it will, but that card is just so weird. It's such an abnormality because no other card even comes close to it. And going back to when Evo Skies first dropped, it was weird because the Rayquaza VMAX was actually the more expensive of the two. Yeah. And then it just seemed like, not overnight, but pretty quickly, that Moonbreon just skyrocketed past it, and it's still held up past it till this day. I think it's gonna take the way Scarlet and Violet pull rates have been. I don't see any card taking over that spot from this era yet. We'll see, because the new set that's coming out, Paradox Rift, usually on the fourth set of a TCG, they kind of introduce some new stuff. Obviously, they have the feature in the past in here. I don't see a card from that taking over it, but maybe down the line, who knows? It's quite a possibility.
Unless I looked up the wrong Umbreon, but I don't think I did. Sword and Shield, Evolving Skies 2021. There's over 100,000 graded Umbreons.
Damn.
70,000 of them, 70 is 10s.
70,000?
70,000 is 10.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so how many other modern set cards are going to have that population out there for 10s?
What are your sources, Gonzo? Said Ricky. What were you looking on PSA's website?
I'm on PSA's direct website.
Yeah. That's insane. I didn't realize it was that high. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's just PSA. That's not Beckett. That's not CGC. That's not AGS. That's not TC or TCG, TSG, whatever it is.
70K PS, 70K, not 70,000, 70,000, 70K.
70,121 was the exact number.
Got it.
70121. Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, it just can't hold. But that's another thing too with modern cards, because the pops are so high. The difference
Mhm.
between a raw card and a PSA 10 card isn't that big of a difference if it's near mint to
No.
like it's just not that big of a difference. And
Mhm.
that's another reason why versus when you get vintage and you pull it and somehow it comes back in a 10, that price difference is going to be ridiculous just because the pop report is
Yeah.
nowhere near as huge compared to like a Moonbreon, for instance.
Mhm.
Do you consider Sun and Moon modern? Ricky asks. I do. I'll say I do still. XY I consider
It's
more vintage now. I think by the time Scarlet and Violet is over, I will consider. Um, well, yeah,
yeah, I guess I would consider Sun and Moon still modern to an extent.
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Price point is going up crazy with that though too.
Yeah. Well, it's because they have the tag team cards, and
Yeah.
those, yeah, those are going up in price too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ricky said, "Do y'all think Disney is going to give Pokemon a run for its money?" I do
No,
not.
absolutely not.
I don't think so either.
Disney has such a short attention span when it comes to TCGs, like because this isn't their first try at a TCG.
All right.
But if it's not one of their TV series, or even then, like Disney doesn't have a good track record of keeping things going for a long time, unless it's Indiana Jones, Star Wars, or well, it's not even Star Wars because it wasn't even theirs to begin with. But they know what they're doing to get the fast money.
Yeah.
I think it has maybe a five, I'll say a 5 year run before they're like, yeah, this is it, we're done. Unless the playing side pops off.
Which you never
And
know. I mean,
yeah,
Disney does have a big following. You never know, and
yeah.
that's the thing. There hasn't been a TCG that came up that has the type of following that Disney has.
I
Team Pocket in here saying I could be wrong, but I see that 8,637 PSA 10 Umbreons in English.
Oh, in English, yeah. So maybe it was the wrong Umbreon, but it said 2021 Evolving Skies.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's weird.
or it could. I wonder if it's like for all languages that I was looking at. I'll find out later. But I don't mind if people call me out. Call me out.
Call him out. Yeah. Look at that.
Call
Look at him. He's stupid.
I will. You're a big old dum dum. No, like if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll admit it, and I'll be like, oh, okay, this is what I was looking at.
Getting the correct information is the best.
Okay, so I was looking at all languages.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, my fault. Not so I kind of lied to you guys, but still, 8,000 is a very high population for tens. I
Ricky,
said this last night on the Poppy Chulo live. People will get over the FOMO of these Disney sets in a little while. They won't last long. And I think that's what it is. It's the Disney adults and the scalpers are like, oh, that has Disney on the name. I'm gonna go pick it up.
right. It's just it's a big company, big name, easy to flip or,
Love you too, Ricky.
I saw that right now. Ricky did have another interesting question in here, asking, said, what's the next set to pop the way Team Up and Cosmic did? Yeah, anything in mind? I don't know about set, but I think specific type of cards.
I think the next specific type of cards that to pop off like those did is going to be these secret art rares.
Secret art rares.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know they're technically alt arts. They're the same card that you would get in the set, just in a different art format. But it's the fact that it's not just final evolutions are getting them. So and it's not even the full line are getting them either. It's just certain cards are getting them, and I think that's what's going to pop off next. I think rainbow rares are going to probably be is going to go first before that, because people were shitting on rainbows, but now they're not being printed anymore, not being made. So I think those are going to skyrocket in price soon.
I can see the rainbows doing that, especially with the trainer cards.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm not big onto the trainer cards. I'm not that big, even less so the rainbow trainer cards specifically for me. Some of the Pokemon rainbows I do enjoy, but it just never did it fully for me. But I could definitely see, the demand for that going up and, driving that price pretty high.
Yeah, Ricky says, I'm calling it now. Gold secrets from XY, specifically the gold ones with multiple Pokemon on the card. That Alakazam with Lugia, Umbreon, the Gyarados, EX, all those.
Those are fire,
Those
man.
those are 100% going to go up in price soon.
I
I'm
think
glad I picked a few of them up recently for like $20.
I think even more so too. I think I kind of touched on the EX cards. Some of them are already really expensive, but I could see them getting a secondary bump in price. The ones with the reverse stamps from the EX era.
Yes. Yeah.
I think those will, see a nice little bump as well. But that's good. I agree with that too, Ricky. Rainbows are about to explode, says Dizzy. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The less there is of something, the more the demand goes up. What cards do you think are artificially inflated? Danny Phantom made a video a few months back looking at cards with random price spikes, said Get You.
Ooh, I think a lot of trainer gallery cards are being artificially inflated. Rock Sandy did a great video about he didn't necessarily call it out. He just showed people how it's done because the person that he made the video about did it and openly admitted to it.
Oh, okay.
So like trainer gallery cards, any trainer galleries, Cosmic Eclipse trainer cards, the ones with the trainers and Pokemon. Those I think those are the ones that are going to be heavily artificially boosted.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, those, and I feel like every time there's a new set, there's always one card in particular that gets manipulated like crazy. If you're new and you're collecting a new set, first of all, if you're new and you're collecting a new set, don't pay pricing before the set comes out. Just because you want it first.
The FOMO prices are not worth it.
No, don't do it. I mean, we just saw that more recently with the Van Gogh Pikachu. Pricing was up to like 500 and something, and I saw some sold for like 300 and something. Whereas like the next day, as soon as it released, prices were down to like $50.
Yeah, I saw that, but not. I think they're back up to like 250.
250.
I could be wrong, but last time I checked was like 5 days ago.
Lily is 1000% inflated, said Dizzy. Clampy's gonna have your neck, Jizzy. Let's not talk about Cynthia. Ian, you're welcome. Cobra Diamond in here. What's going on, Cobra? How you doing today, bro?
Cynthia's waifu for sure. There's the most modern listings for the Pikachu Van Gogh. The lowest I'm seeing is $91.99. The highest I'm seeing is but that guy's selling a bunch of stuff with it. 109, 250. Fuck out of here, man. Yeah, and that's the other thing with this hobby. It's not just the cards that are being inflated. Like the stuff I'm looking at for eBay is the collector stuff for the Van Gogh series.
Yeah.
One of the book stoppers with the card is $250. When you normally can get that book stopper, well, not normally because it's gone now, but you can get it for like, I think it was like $50 on the website.
Yeah, but that just kind of goes back to us talking about the demand of things too, because I mean, for rainbows are gone, they're not printing any more rainbows in the new sets, so the demand's going to go up, and there's a big population, but eventually, it'll start to either dry up or people won't be selling them as frequently.
Okay. Do I have? Can I share screen on here?
You might be able to.
Think anyone. Host says disable participant screen sharing.
Hold on.
So because I don't think I want to share the screen because I don't think people are going to believe me.
You should be able to.
This is how stupid. Where to go?
It might look funny because I have it split up in a weird way here.
Yeah. So
hold on.
I don't know if you could see it.
Hold on.
See this Pikachu for $2.49.
1 sec. They don't see it yet.
Okay. Well, that's big, and I can't move it.
Hold on.
But that Pikachu that's on screen that you guys can kind of see, that's not the actual card. You guys can see that. There's no text. There's no anything.
There it goes.
That's just the sleeve. So there's someone on eBay selling just a sleeve for $2.49. One sleeve.
This is crazy right now.
Yeah. So they opened up 60 cards, so 60 sleeves come in that set, and they're selling it for $2.49 for one sleeve. So you're not getting anything with it, just the sleeve.
Damn.
Not the. So be cautious. Make sure that, and like, if your guys are using eBay, especially with the new sellers, if Jose, if you're still in here, like, if you have to click on the thing and make sure you're looking at what you're looking at. You can buy 3 of them for $2.12. That's awesome, but it's one sleeve. Most of the time, they're going to try to be as active as they can to combat a lot of that stuff. But yeah, man, that just caught me off guard so much.
Yeah.
One sleeve for $2.49.
Always read the details and know that if it's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true.
Stephen Kahn. It's a sleeve. Yeah. It's a fucking.
I almost bought it. Steven, now you're mad right now too.
Yeah. And because I did the same thing. I'm like, oh shit, $2.49. Wait, that looks different. Let me read it. Oh, it's one sleeve. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different things you have to look out for in this hobby and, you know, be aware of. And that only comes with time and, you know, doing your research properly and, you know, being involved with it. Guys, if you guys have any more last minute questions, let us know. I think we're going to wrap it up in the next couple of minutes. Man, what do you got going on today, Gonzo?
I have an AA meeting at 2:00.
Let's go.
Yeah. Like it's the hobbies for everybody.
He said the hobbies for even the degenerate.
I have an AA meeting at 2:00, and then I have a meeting with a lawyer at 5.
Nice.
Hopefully it's to fight my disability with the VA. They said I'm getting better because I'm on medication. So, my veterans out there, take care of yourself. Watch out for each other. If you guys need someone to talk to, DM me. I'm more than happy to talk to other veterans about nonsense with the VA. We'll complain together. Then we can also talk shit about Ian and Joey because they're my favorite people. But
I hate those guys.
I hate those guys.
Later on today,
an open book is kind of a generous statement because I will tell you guys everything. Ian, are you? I'll DM you. Never mind. I'll text you.
Ian said plans for Halloween on your channel. I already started decorating. Obviously, we have our. It's odd to plug this, even though I'm telling you guys probably don't buy this type of product. We have our mystery packs coming back in from the other channel. If you guys are getting back into collecting, don't do mystery packs. I appreciate everybody that supports the channel, that, you know, goes in on those mystery packs, and I try to make them as fair and as good as possible, you know. But yeah, it could be a very double-edged sword. And it's, you know, that's why we don't do them that often, but when we do, we try to make them as fun and as fair as possible. But we'll have the mystery packs coming in, and Ian or maybe other couple creators, I kind of wanted to do something like some sort of collaboration with some other creators by the end of this month. It would be a lot of fun to do. We haven't done one in a little while, and I think that would be a good thing for us.
As far as Halloween stuff for my channel, this is my wife's birthday month. She's not one of those crazy people who celebrates it all month long.
Mm-hmm.
But Joey is actually making her a Pokemon Halloween themed mystery box for her birthday. That's what she wanted. So I asked Joey to make her one. I already paid. I paid him, guys. He's not doing it the kindness of his heart. He's a dick that way.
He told me he was gonna make me.
I'm kidding. I did tell him I will not let him do it for free or out of the kindness of his heart. I will pay him. But if he throws in extras, that's on him. But she wants to make a video on the channel, and she thinks that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have my wife on the channel again, guys.
Nice.
And she has stupid luck too. Pulled the Mega Gardevoir card, one of the gold ones that Ricky was talking about earlier.
Oh, the secret rares. The secret rares from Steam Siege, right?
Yeah, she pulled 2 of those out of a small but mighty box on the channel.
Nice.
Fucking bitch.
But you love her.
Yeah, I have to love her. She puts out.
I love it. Yeah. Definitely opened a couple mystery packs in my lifetime. It's a Team Pocket. Ian says, Insert Michael Jordan meme. Stop. Get help.
Yeah, I do get help, and that's why I am in AA meetings. I talk to psychiatrists. But yeah, as far as mystery packs go, I legitimately only buy from you, Slim Rips, who's a local vendor in San Diego, and MinMax Collectibles, who's also a local vendor in San Diego.
Yeah.
If I do buy mystery packs from people not from the people I talked about, I only do it at trade shows or at events where I'll open the pack tray in front of them and I'll call them out on their bullshit. Because I think I told you the story before. I bought like a $40-$50 mystery pack and only like $10 worth of product was in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I was like, "No, you can have this back. We'll fight." I'll straight up. Yeah.
$10 is crazy from a $50 mystery pack.
Yeah, if you're gonna buy a mystery pack, don't expect to win or break even, but don't allow them to scam you out of money.
Yeah.
It should be at least, I would say a fair mystery pack should be at least a $70, a 70% floor. So if you're spending $50, you should expect to get 35 in return.
Yeah.
That's my opinion though. There's other opinions out there and that's fine. But my opinion is at least 70% you should get back. If the person you're buying from breaks even every single pack, hey, those are good people.
That's a win. That's a win-win. Well, maybe a win-lose. Win for the customer, maybe lose for the vendor. But hey, there's a given. It's a given. It's a give and take in this community, though. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you want to give back in the best way possible.
Gonzo calling out a vendor for putting GI Joe packs into mystery packs. Oh, damn! I would get if you're referring to the Logan Paul incident. If I had that kind of money, hell yeah! Like that's a house payment in San Diego. And I say payment because $350,000 in San Diego is not going to get you anywhere.
It was 3.5 million, wasn't it?
His box?
The case? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was a case.
Yeah, 3.5 million.
Yeah, that's a house.
That's a house. That's a house.
A house, yeah.
For me, a sports collector as well, mystery packs should have a checklist and a floor price. That way you know what you're buying into. Yes. Just try to make it as, outline it as best as you can. Let them know what's like the minimum expectation within that mystery pack is. So that way, that's what your base is. And,
Yes.
and, you could tell, you don't necessarily have to tell them exactly what gets you to your ceiling, but what they can expect on the high end as well would be very, very well welcomed. Guys,
Yes.
I think that's going to do it for us in here. Again, make sure you're checking out my man 026 Gonzo this way. 026 Gonzo on his channel. I know Dizzy Hippie just dropped the link in the live chat. So if you're rewatching this in the future and you're checking in the live chat, that link will lead you to 026 Gonzo's channel, or you can check the description. Sub to the channel here and the other opening channel that I have, Jay's Corner TCG. We're actually going live on that channel later on today at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So it'll be a lot of fun to see everybody come through.
Has me dead.
Gonzo's mystery packs include a 3-month subscription to his.
Yeah.
That's
I have no
that's the
shame,
chase.
guys.
That's the chase pack.
Yeah. So if you guys do not know who I am, like he said, I am 026 Gonzo. You can call me Gonzo. I am a degenerate. So if you ever come on my channel, tips for toes if you want to see them feet.
And that's the perfect way to end this video. I hope it's been helpful to the couple of you that have been in here or anybody new that finds this channel. And until next time, I got to find a different outro than I do on the other channel. I don't know.
Yeah.
This has been the podcast.
It's a work in progress.
And this has been the podcast type of day. Peace.